Well, Steven, it's that time. We are a channel that is dedicated to Yu-Gi-Oh! Gameplay, so of course we're gonna make an Edison video.
It was about time. Honestly, I'm surprised it took us this long. Technically,
no.
we did the 2003, which is pre-code, but this is Ultimate Time Wizard April 2010, as it would be if you're at a YCS and signing up for an event like this. Most of the community just calls it Edison as shorthand, because that was the name of the city that it initially took place in.
SJC Edison, New Jersey, baby!
Classic format. It's kind of like midway through the Synchro era. A lot of people already know what it is, but for anybody who doesn't know what it is, it's beloved by a lot of people because it kind of signals the last time before, in my opinion, hand traps become super popular. Effect Veiler gets printed right after this.
Sure.
It's that first time before you can really fully just like one turn kill your opponent easily. Like, it's still a slower format where there's a lot of back and forth. So I love it. It's also when I played a lot of the game. Like when I was a kid, when I was like 14, maybe 15, that's when this format was first out. And man, it holds a special place in my heart.
And today we're doing something extra special because here on the Steven and Steven channel, we don't just duel, we duel a little differently.
Yes.
So in front of us, we have 3 different Edison decks. And in order to win today's video, we must win with each deck we bring at least once. This is a classic conquest style format for anyone familiar with other games that do these styles of tournaments.
Additional twist that we have for this one is that we have each brought 3 decks, but we're going to present our decks to our opponent, and then our opponent gets to ban one of the decks from our own pool. So it's going to turn into a 2 out of 3, essentially.
Essentially, yeah.
Yeah. These are creations. Some of these are ones that are pretty standard for Edison that you would see at any tournament. Some of them are a little fun. I know that we both like to lab decks and build our own versions, so I'm sure that people will see new things that they haven't seen before.
Yeah, because Edison is such an old format and people have been playing it since 2010, there's actually been a lot of innovation.
Yeah.
It's not just what the decks that were played over at SJC Edison. In fact, a lot of those decks are considered to be bad nowadays compared to what we have today. And the 3 decks that I brought are actually kind of unique in that they pretty much celebrate the sort of arc that Edison has had.
Okay.
There's the original Doom Caliber Gadgets deck that got 2nd place at SJC Edison. We have the newcomer, the boogeyman of Edison in Vayu Turbo. And we have what can only be born after 15 years of innovation and people testing that specific card pool time and time again. 6 Samurai. People have created the goo, and I'm going to be using it today to hopefully beat you.
Dude, that deck's so fun, because people don't realize, like, back in Edison, you don't have as much access to, like, the, I guess, 3rd wave is what you call it, of 6 Samurai support, but you do have triple gateway of the 6 Samurai, which is insanely powerful.
Oh yeah, it's a crime, and hopefully I will be committing some here today.
All right, well, let's go over my decks. I brought, kind of similar to yours, I suppose, I brought an OG. This is Plant Synchro. So you're using things like Quickdraw Synchro, things like Dandelion, just to synchro out all kinds of fun extra deck monsters. This is classic. I brought also an iteration on what's happened in the days since. Dragon Turbo. So you're using things like Blue Eyes White Dragon, Super Rejuvenation. You're just turboing out a bunch of big guys trying to kill in one turn. And then I brought my own creation. This is something that I've iterated on in the since my return to Yu-Gi-Oh! I took about a 10-year break, but I played a lot during this time as a kid. And this is Ancient Fairy Turbo. So you're using things like Black Salvo, things like Debris Dragon to just try and get an Ancient Fairy out every turn. And then you have your Gear Town to cycle into Gadgetron Dragons and then also push for big damage pretty much every turn. So
100%.
you're going to have to deal with a 3,000 attack Machine Dragon, 3,000 attack Normal Dragon, and Little Plant Guys.
Little Plant Boys, and maybe a Drill Warrior here and there.
Yeah.
I think I'm ready for my ban. Are you ready for yours?
I'm ready for my ban. All right, this is the big part because we got to decide what deck we just don't want to see across the table from us.
On the count of 3. 1, 2, 3. DandyWarrior.
Ooh. So we both banned away some of the classic Edison decks, ones that people have probably seen a lot of before. So if anything, that's good for the viewers because they won't have to watch another Plant Synchro and Blackwing matchup. But
We all know how good Dark Arm Dragon is. I don't need to beat Steven with it today.
I don't want to play against Royal Oppression, and I know that deck's probably running it, so there's no way that I'm playing 2. But I can't ban 6 Sam. It's way too funny.
It's way too funny.
Yeah.
All right, Steven, we are ready to start. I have my first deck picked. You don't know which one it is.
I have mine. There's no way you could possibly tell which one I'm playing for the camera. There's no possible way. These are sleeves that have a little bit of lore, actually.
True.
Yeah. I feel like we have a lot of lore now. You got a 1-team YCS, and suddenly we have stories on stories.
A whole article written about us.
There was. True. Good point.
All right, do you want to roll for high to see who goes first?
Let's do it. All right. First roll, and ooh,
That's a 3 for anyone that doesn't
not
know.
Great.
But like, this is older Yu-Gi-Oh. Going first and second matters a little bit less. No matter what, we're gonna get 6 cards.
True.
3.
Oh!
Steven and Steven always evenly matched.
I might have a chance here. And
10.
that's a 10, much better. We're going only opposites.
10.
Steven, we gotta chill out here, man.
You can't make this up, folks.
Okay. 7, dead even.
Yeah.
The odds could not be more represented.
It is the most common roll, though.
It is.
Snake eyes.
Snake eyes to end it.
And not the good ones.
Yeah, not the modern ones. They already lost OSS and need to rub it in. All right, I will go first.
And in some ways, this is probably the most important game for a conquest because essentially you'll have 2 tries if you win with your other deck to win the whole match versus just 1 try for everyone else.
Yeah, it's still very similar to just a traditional best of 3, but it's a fun twist on it. So, 5 cards to start and a 6th to open my turn. Steven, let's have some fun.
Good luck, my friend.
You too. All right. We're going to start off with a pretty standard card here for Edison. Upstart Goblin. This is in a lot of decks to try and see a lot of their cards. You gain 1,000 life points, and I draw 1 card.
Thank you for the gift.
And it keeps giving. I'm going to activate a second Upstart Goblin, draw another card.
I love life points.
Then I'll activate Cards of Consonance, discarding a Dragon Tuner from my hand with 1,000 or less attack, and draw 2 cards. I'll discard a Flamvel Guard and draw 2 cards.
Okay.
Ooh, interesting. Well, the party might just be stopping there.
Dragon Turbo, more like Dragon Stoppo.
More like, really, that's what we're going for, Dragon Stoppo.
You're the one that stopped, bro. I don't know what. You complaining over there, bro.
So I could keep putting cards on the table, but I don't know if that's beneficial to my current circumstances. So I think what we're actually going to do here is set a monster in face-down defense position, and then activate a spell card called Super Rejuvenation. During the end phase, I draw a card equal to every dragon that I discarded or tributed this turn, and I discarded Flamvel Guard for the Cards of Consonance. So in my end phase, I will draw a card.
Okay.
And it is your turn.
I will draw, as is my right, and... What do you call your deck? Because apparently we're having some arguments about
Dragon
it.
Turbo.
Dragon Turbo. Well,
some call it Dragon Tur can't. No, we're working on new material. We're trying.
Dragon Turbomb. Dragon Turbomb. Okay, whatever.
We'll find a good one by the end of the episode.
The point is, you call that Turbo?
Yeah.
This is Turbo.
Oh, no.
I'm going to activate Gateway of the Six. Before I explain what this card does, I'm going to play a second Gateway
there it is.
of
There it
Six. So the way this works, guys, is every time I summon a 6 Samurai monster, I will gain 2 Bushido counters on each gateway. Then I can remove Bushido counters from anywhere on the board to activate various effects with Gateway. If I remove 2, I can boost a 6 Samurai by 500. If I remove 4, I can add a 6 Samurai from my grave or deck. And if I remove 6, I can target one Xian effects monster in my graveyard and summon that to the field.
Yes.
Fun fact. It's not once per turn, any of these effects.
No. And it works on normal summon or special summon.
That's right. And speaking of normal summon, I will normal summon Spirit of the 6 Samurai. Before I explain what he does, I will gain...
I love this guy.
2 Bushido counters on each of my gateways.
Yep.
Represented by this dice right here. Spirit is a really cool union monster. We don't hear a lot of those nowadays unless your name is ABC or XYZ. Basically, I can equip him to other 6 Samurai monsters I control, have them increase their attack points, and then if they destroy a monster by battle, it doesn't need to be sent to the graveyard, it just needs to be destroyed, I can draw a card, and I can summon him from the spell and trap card zone after he's been equipped on later turns. He also has like a protection effect as well.
Yeah.
So basically, he's a way for us to get multiple procs on Gateway with only 1 monster.
And he protects, usually it'd be like Grandmaster of the 6 Samurai, which I assume we're about to see here shortly.
I'm going to go ahead and remove 4 Bushido counters, and I'm going to search my deck for any 6 Samurai monster. And you know what? You're totally right. We've got the Spirit right here. Time to go get the Granddaddy himself. I'm going to grab Grandmaster of the 6 Samurai. This is the closest thing we have to a modern 6 Samurai support, where they just summon themselves and they get value. Because the one bad thing about 6 Samurais is you kind of need to have a lot of them in order to get value. And you only have 1 normal summon every single turn. But because I control 6 Samurai, I can just special Grandmaster to the field.
Note how he shuffled and made me cut the deck because he disrespects me, knowing he's about to go back in again.
Well, I could, but first I'm going to gain my 2 Bushido counters on each of my gateways, because like I said, not once per turn, any of these effects. I actually will not use the gateways, because there's really no point in using them.
Okay.
I'm going to equip Grandmaster with Spirit. Increases attack points by 500. He's now 26. And I'm going to go to battle phase.
Yes.
I'm going to declare an attack on your set monster.
It is my White Stone of Legends. You'll destroy it by battle.
And then a couple of things will happen. You will trigger Train 1, because I believe you're mandatory. And then I will trigger to draw.
Yes, this is mandatory.
So I'm going to draw first.
Okay.
Cool.
And then I will search my deck for a Blue Eyes White Dragon, because when White Stone of Legends goes to the graveyard.
And then in my main phase 2, I'm going to keep it pretty simple, bro. I'm just going to set a mysterious card and set an even more mysterious card and call it a turn.
Those are a couple of mysterious cards you got there, Steven. I'm going to activate the spell card Trade In. I discard a level 8 monster to draw 2 cards. So I'll discard for Carlos the Blue Eyes. Anything here?
No, you're fine.
All right, I will draw 1. I will draw 2. So it's a little weird what I have working right now. I think what I'm going to go for is normal summon Debris Dragon, activate his effect to special summon a monster with 500 or less attack from my graveyard.
The only thing you have in there is a Flamvell Guard and a White Stone?
And a White Stone of Legend.
I say go for it.
All right, I'll bring out the Flamvell Guard. Anything here?
No.
I will banish the Flamvell Guard to special summon Red Eyes Darkness Metal Dragon from my hand.
Red Eyes Darkness Metal Dragon summon is good.
Alrighty. I will attempt to enter battle phase.
Battle phase has been entered.
And I will attack with the Red Eyes Darkness Metal Dragon.
I will take 200 damage, but my spirit will fall off.
There it is. All right. Main phase 2. Now I have to consider if I want to use the Red Eyes Darkness Metal Dragon, because I know you probably run things like Royal Oppression in this deck. You didn't hit it when you hit the field. We'll try it. I at least cleared the Union Monster. We'll attempt to use Red Eyes Darkness Metal Dragon.
Okay.
Special summon. Blue Eyes White Dragon from grave.
Okay.
Look at that! Well, maybe I should have just kept going. Or leave main phase 2.
Attempting to end the turn is fine with me.
End phase, another super rejuvenation, because I trade in the Blue Eyes White Dragon. I can draw 1 card.
Beautiful. Start my turn. I'll draw a card. I'm going to start off by go to main phase. I'm going to normal summon Hand of the Six Samurai. On summon, I'll gain my 2 more counters. They each have 4. If I control another face-up 6 Samurai monster, I contribute 1 6 Samurai monster to target 1 monster on the field and destroy that target. I'm going to, we don't get to say this nowadays, use priority and activate the effect, attributing my Grandmaster, and I will destroy your Red Eyes Darkness Metal Dragon.
That will work.
And you're probably asking yourself, Steven, why'd you do that? You just sacrificed Grandmaster. Fun fact, not once per turn effects. I'm going to pay 4 Bushido counters, get back Grandmaster of the 6 Samurai.
From the grave?
From the grave to my hand. Yeah, there's no point in deck thinning right now. And you'll see why in a second. I'm then going to special summon Grandmaster. I'm going to gain 2 more counters. And you notice that I can do this infinitely and actually gain Bushido. So I will do so, clearing both of your monsters, getting my guy back. I pay 4. So 2 here, 2 here. Come back, get 2, get 2. Boom, boom. And I'm going to end with this, where I have the same number of counters.
Yes.
It's a nice little loop-de-loop right there. And pay 4 of these. Yeah, let's get another hand. And then let's pay 4. And get another Grandmaster. Because like I said, I can just do this on the next turn again anyway.
Yeah, this deck has a lot of explosivity, but despite the fact I've drawn a lot of cards, I haven't found like the right combo to fully go off here.
I do also want to stress that I resolved 2 gateways on turn 1.
You did resolve 2 gateways turn 1.
That might have something to do with this. Let's go to battle phase.
Okay.
Punch it for 37. I'll go this first in case you have cores.
Sure.
Boom, boom.
Yep.
All right, so 37 total.
I have 43.
I got it right here. And then in main phase 2, I will set a mysterious card.
Another back row. I will draw for turn. I'm going to start off with Magical Stone Excavation, discarding Debris Dragon and White Stone of Legend. To attempt to add a spell from my graveyard to my hand, I'm going to target the spell Super Rejuvenation.
It's fine with me.
All right. I will get Super Rejuvenation back to my hand. White Stone of Legend will then search for a Blue Eyes from my deck and add it to my hand.
Dragon count 2. I'm going to use this in case we have a big rejuve later.
Yes. Next, I will activate Trade In, discarding that Blue Eyes White Dragon to draw 2 cards. Is that good?
That is going to be fine, yeah.
Okay. I'll draw 1, I'll draw 2. Next, I'll activate Pot of Avarice.
Now we're cooking with
Shuffling
gasoline.
5 monsters from my graveyard back into my deck in order to draw 2 cards. So we're going to go these ones. Actually, I should keep a Blue Eyes in there probably. Yeah, there we go. These 5. Is that good?
Mm-hmm.
Sweet. So we're drawing a lot of cards this turn.
We are zooming, as the kids will say.
Now, if I can get the correct critical mass of cards off of this draw, then we are in a very good spot.
I just need something like Debris plus Instant Fusion plus double Red MD, and
I'll
you
draw
can definitely
1,
clear my board.
and I'll draw 2.
The scariest thing for that deck is like some way to get 2 dragons in play plus double Red MD, because then you just get a board of dragons that deal a bunch of damage.
Yeah. Next up, I will activate Future Fusion, revealing 5-headed dragon. And I get to send 5 dragons from my deck to the graveyard immediately. This is pre-errata Future Fusion. Back when you're just going to do it instantly. Is this okay?
Yeah, I don't like it, but it's okay.
All right. I'll send a Whitestone, a Legend.
Avarice into Future Fusion is hilarious.
I'll send a Whitestone, a Legend.
Yeah, because you put back all the dragons you want to send.
Just go the other Whitestone.
And you didn't draw any Blue Eyes? Oh, no, there's one in the grave.
A
Okay,
Debris
cool.
Dragon.
So it's not a +4. Cool.
And a Koakimiru Drago. So there's my 5.
Ah, yes, Drago against my Earth and Fire deck.
Yeah, you know what? I don't really care as much about it. So that, now in 2 turns, we'll get out the 5-headed dragon. But if you notice, I sent 3 Whitestone Legends. 1 Blue Eyes in the graveyard, so we're just going to grab 2 from my deck.
Mm-hmm. Makes the sense. Man, your deck is like 8, like 20,
It's
like
pretty
18
small.
cards.
It's pretty small at this point. I will normal summon Vortex Trooper. I get to shuffle 2 cards from my hand back into my deck and then draw 2 cards. Is that okay?
That is fine with me. You are allowed to Magical Mallet.
All right, let's shuffle these 2 back. Now, I'll tell you right now, the 2, depending on what I draw here, that's going to determine if I can survive in this game or not.
Okie dokie.
So we're going to hope that this works.
We love determinism.
There's 1, and there's 2.
I mean, it's got to be like, your only outs now are Instant Fusion to get the dragons you need.
Well, we'll try it. I'll activate Instant Fusion, pay 1,000 life points.
All right, you go to 33.
And I will special summon Darkfire Dragon. I will banish Darkfire Dragon to special summon Red Eyes Darkness Metal Dragon.
Do you declare priority?
I will declare priority to special summon.
That's fine.
Okay. I will special summon from my graveyard the Blue Eyes White Dragon. Although, do you run it? Ah, wait a minute. We're actually going to go Debris Dragon.
Okay.
Anything here?
No.
I will Synchro Summon Debris Dragon and Vortex Trooper
Oh.
to make Black Rose Dragon. Activate effect to destroy all cards on the field.
On summon, Black Rose Dragon, declare the effect to destroy all cards in the field. Wow, that's so great. Oh my god.
Why do I feel like it's just not going to work?
Chain Starlight Road. Because 2 or more cards will be destroyed.
Oh no.
I can now negate that effect and destroy it. And bonus, you summoned your Signer Dragon. Fun fact, the only summonable extra deck monster in this deck is my very own Stardust Dragon.
Wow.
So negate and destroy.
Yeah, that did not go according to plan.
I just got... thank you for gifting me 25 more attack points. I really appreciate that.
You know what? It's not over until it's over. I'm going to enter battle phase, and I'm going to attack your Stardust Dragon.
On attack declaration, compulsory evacuation device your Red Eyes. Back to your hand.
Well, that's fun. You know, we tried. First off, I'm going to cry a little bit. Second of all, I'm going to set a card, and then in my end phase, activate Super Rejuvenation. I'm up to 3 dragons because I had the cards of Consonance plus the trade-in.
Yes.
Sorry, Magical Stone Excavation.
Plus the trade-in.
Plus the trade-in.
Yep, that's 3.
And I will draw 1, 2, 3. Your move.
Alrighty, I will draw for the turn. Let's go ahead and enter battle phase.
Okay.
Kind of put you out of your misery here. Let's go ahead and swing at you for 16 with Hand of the Six Samurai.
Since I took battle damage, I will special summon from my hand Tragodia. And guess how many I have? 5 cards in hand. He is 3,000 attack and defense.
He is indeed 3,000 attack and defense. Let's go main phase 2. Use the effect of hand, tributing my Grandmaster to destroy your Tragodia, so that we don't steal any of my stuff.
Yep.
Special summon Grandmaster from my hand. I'll gain 2 Bushido counters. I'll go ahead and pay 4 of them, and I'll get Spirit back from the graveyard. I will then normal summon Spirit, get 2 more back. Let's go ahead and equip here into Hand of the Six Samurai.
Yep.
Switch Stardust Dragon to defense mode. And then let's set a mysterious card face down.
Another one.
I got 3 cards in hand. Here, I think I will just Gateway just so I have
Might as well.
all the outs possible. And also just to get my last Grandmaster out of the deck. Go ahead.
I will draw. Start off by activating Upstart Goblin. You are up to 11,000 life points.
And you are at 17.
I'll draw a card. That's a very important one to draw. I'm going to activate Trade-In. Discarding a Blue Eyes from my hand to draw 2 cards.
You only have, what is this, like 10 cards? Less than that in your deck?
We're about to have a few more. I'm going to activate Magical Stone Excavation. Discarding 2 in order to grab a spell from my graveyard. Pot of Avarice. And then I will activate the Pot of Avarice. Here we go. We can have some fun. Put back a Red Eyes Darkness Metal Dragon, a Trigodia, a Black Rose Dragon, a White Stone of Legend, and a Debris Dragon. So these 5 will go back. Red Eyes, or Black Rose Dragon will go back here. And then these back into the deck, and I will draw 2 cards.
Yes, you may.
Turbo deck, though. This is the size of my deck at this point in time. This thing's tiny.
Yeah.
Even adding 4 more monsters back into it.
Probably.
1, 2. Well, my hand is very awkward.
It is one of the hands of all time.
One of them. I have to just hope for the best and activate Card Destruction.
Whoa. Okay.
Any response?
No.
So this is how painful this hand to discard is. 2 red MDs, a Heavy Storm, which is useless with Stardust, and Reckless Greed.
Wait.
I either needed to draw red MD with Debris Dragon, like you were saying, or not draw a red MD so I could Card Destruction.
How do you... I don't think you can win if you do that. Because you have no way to get rid of MD back.
I can't win. I can't play anything if I don't.
Fair. All right.
So-
I'm going to get rid of Grandmaster hand in hand.
And look at this. I'm getting through all your resources. I'll draw 4 cards.
Sure.
For me, Steve. Activate Cards of Consonance.
All right, we're drawing.
Discarding Debris Dragon.
Is he going to go out on his own
See,
terms?
the problem is I put like Blue Eyes back in my deck. So there's bricks in here that I have added. There's 1. There's 2. Man, I just turboed into nothing. But I drew a lot of cards, which was quite exciting. If you think about it that way.
You're playing your own game over there.
I'm having fun, man.
I got my samurais, my Japanese historic warriors. You've got your Durgans, and you're like, this is fun. Look what I'm doing.
I also realized I do actually have all 3 blows in the graveyard, so at some point I cycled through there. 1 red MD left, did not get it. Unfortunately, I can't do anything but set 2 cards and pass.
Okay, well, I'm going to draw my card for turn, and...
I have 5 cards left in my deck, by the way.
Yes. And you definitely can't gore, so you got cards in the field. You've been through your Trigodia, didn't Pot of Avarice that one back, right? Let's just go ahead and switch Stardust Dragon to attack mode, and let's go ahead and attack.
How many life points do I have right now?
1,700.
I will activate Reckless Greed,
Okay.
and I will chain to that Reckless Greed.
He's going down on his own terms, baby.
I'm going to draw 4 cards. I have 1 left in my deck. Oh, man, these cards would have been awesome last turn. I did have the Trigodia, and I would have had 6 cards in hand, so we would have been 3,600, but that does kill me, so well done. Any of you guys actually would have killed me, because even the hand is 2,100 right now.
Yes.
Man, power of the Dragon deck is you draw so many cards. The weakness is sometimes you just draw the wrong combination of cards. You know?
And what was really cool is I had this really cool card called Double-Edged Sword Technique face down,
Oh.
which summons back 2 samurais from my graveyard.
Sure.
So I definitely had more than enough life points to survive even your big giant dragon combo. And then next turn, all I need to do is keep my gateways, because the only way you could get rid of them is with True Nade. So I just keep my gateways, summon them, get a bunch of counters, make my dudes big, attack over your dragons.
Yeah. What I was really looking for was Heavy Storms or True Nades earlier.
Yes.
But I didn't see them until you already had the Stardust on the field, and I wasn't getting the ability to get dragons out.
My opening hand was double Gateway, Starlight Road, and a Spirit.
Oh, that's insane.
This doesn't lose.
Yeah.
Just that is unbeatable.
All right, well played. You win game number 1.
Boom.
Whew. All right. Well, I might have gotten a little blasted in that first duel. The reason I chose the Dragon Turbo one is because it can't be inconsistent. Sometimes you can just have dud hands. So I was like, you know what? Let's try and get it out of the way first. The problem is that if I lose with it twice, nobody gets to see my Ancient Fairy Turbo deck. So I'm going to switch up decks. Even though you have to switch up your deck because you already won with 6 Sams, I will give you a new matchup.
You now know I'm stuck playing Doom Caliber gadgets against a homebrew of yours, so I really have no idea how to use my control deck against your wacky stuff.
So my deck, I'll give you a hint, it's a bit of both. It can turbo out big damage, but it can also control fields fairly well. So we'll see which one happens. All right, here we go. 5 cards for each of us, and I will draw for turn. And I'm going to start off with a pretty powerful one, Gold Sarcophagus. Banish any card from my deck, and then in 2 turns, my second standby phase after activation, it comes to my hand. I'm going to banish Future Fusion.
Oh, we saw that in game 1.
This card is also very powerful in this deck, but for a different fusion monster. I will then set a monster, set a back row, and I will pass my turn.
Alrighty, I will go ahead and draw for my turn. That's a neat one, and standby main phase. I'm going to do what this deck does, and I'm going to normal summon a gadget, specifically Yellow Gadget.
Yay!
All the gadgets on summon can search for a different gadget. Yellow can search for green, but if you ever want to know which gadget searches for which, there's a little aura around each gadget. That color is the one that searches for this. So red searches yellow, green searches red, and of course yellow searches green. So let's go ahead and get Green Gadget.
These cards are classic, used by Yugi in the anime when he's battling the Pharaoh. And I remember when they first printed in that, there was structure deck still coming out at that time. This was like the one with the Gadgetron stuff that I'm running in this deck, Ancient Gears, and they really did change the game when they released infinite recursion, basically. Just summon a monster, get a monster, summon a monster, get a monster.
Boom, it's all you need, like basically trading into all the 1-for-1 removal cards really well.
Yep.
Speaking of which, let's go ahead and trade into what your face down might be. I'm going to go to battle phase and attack it.
Well, it is a very powerful one in this format. Dandelion, that's right. You thought you got away from the plant synchros. I am running it in this deck as well. I will get 2 tokens. You got a die for me?
Yeah, we got them right here.
Perfect.
Boop, and
all right.
Boop.
2 little guys. Boom, boom.
0 attack, 0 defense, Dandelion. I'm going to go main phase 2. I'm going to go ahead and set a mysterious card and set another mysterious card, playing around Imperm, as always.
Even if you're playing an old format, don't lose the fundamentals. That's turn 1, Gold Sarcophagus.
I am quaking.
You should be. You know what? Let's have some fun. I'm going to normal summon a monster that was available at this time, but not many people played. Minefield Driller.
Huh?
It's a 1500 attack and 1500 defense, 4-star machine Earth. When this face-up card you control is removed from the field, I can return a field spell from my graveyard back to my hand. But it still can just get over little gadgets. So I'm going to enter battle phase and attack your yellow gadget.
Additional prison. When a monster attacks, I can target that attacking monster and banish it.
There we go. Now, if I had had a field in my graveyard, this would notably add it to hand. But I do not.
Yes.
So I will instead pass my turn.
Alrighty, I will go ahead and draw a mysterious card. Ooh. Main phase 1. I'm going to normal summon Green Gadget.
There he is.
Like I said earlier, Green Gadget is going to get Red Gadget. Notice how 1 card that I started with has now turned into 3 cards.
Yep.
As the game goes on. That is the power of the gadgets.
And they will only continue.
I'm not going to go to battle phase. I'll clear both your tokens.
Boom.
My machine men. And then let's go ahead and set a mysterious card and say go.
I will draw for turn. And now my Future Fusion comes to hand from the Gold Sarcophagus earlier.
Yes, it does.
Activate Future Fusion. Revealing a fusion monster from an extra deck, Chimera Tech Overdragon.
Ooh, I will change the activation of Future Fusion, Royal Oppression, paying 800 life points to negate and destroy that card's effect. It includes the effect to summon a monster.
I will, in Mystical Space Typhoon, destroying Royal Oppression.
That's fine.
Okay.
Royal Oppression will be destroyed. I still lose the 800 because I tried to activate the effect, but the cost.
But because the continuous trap is not on the field, it does not resolve. Future Fusion will resolve. Is that okay?
Yes.
Yeah.
You can go ahead and send 1 Cyber Dragon plus every machine monster in your
that is
deck
the
to
plan.
the graveyard.
So there's a Cyber Dragon. Here is a Jinzo.
Ooh.
Here's a Dekoichi. Card Trooper. Another Dekoichi. And let's just get the other Cyber Dragon in there. That sounds pretty fun.
That is a lot of cards.
A lot of machines. Now, you'll note that 2 of the monsters sent here are pretty strong targets. I called this the Ancient Fairy Turbo deck, and that does live up. Card Trooper is the target for Debris Dragon. Dekoichi is the target for Black Salvo. So now, if I have any of those normal summon monsters, I can just make Ancient Fairy Dragons on every normal summon for the rest of the game. Theoretically.
Keyword if. Keyword if.
I'm not going to shuffle because I'm actually going to go back in there and activate a Terraforming to grab a Gear Town. This is what the deck also revolves around. It's a field spell that says I can normal summon ancient gear monsters for 1 less tribute. That rarely comes up. The bigger one is if this is destroyed and sent to the graveyard, I can special summon an ancient gear monster from my hand, deck, or graveyard. Now I will activate Gear Town.
Yes.
And then I will activate Heavy Storm.
Heavy Storm.
Yes, to destroy all spell and traps on the field.
I'm going to chain Phoenix Wing Wind Blast, discarding Plague Spreader Zombie to put your Gear Town back in your hand. Sorry, back on top of your deck.
Oh, that is rough, and that will work. Okay, Gear Town goes back on top of the deck, and then everything else is destroyed. Now, you might be asking, why did I want to destroy my own Future Fusion? It's honestly a defensive mechanism, because once Chimera Tech Overdragon hits the field, it destroys all other cards on my field anyway.
Yeah.
So I kind of don't want that to go off. Future Fusion gave me the value already by just getting my graveyard loaded. I know what I'm going to draw, and I only have a set and pass. And you have a lot of card advantage on me right now, Steven.
Yep,
I don't like that.
5 to your 2. I'm going to go ahead and draw for turn. Ooh, that's a neat one. Start off by normal summoning Red Gadget.
Okay, you got them all.
Declare the effect to get yellow gadgets.
The squad's together.
Use the effect of Plague Spreader Zombie in my grave. You won't know what card I return, but I think it's fairly obvious what card I don't want in my hand anymore. I'm going to put it back on top of the deck, and I'm going to special from the graveyard Plague Spreader, and now if he leaves the field, he'll be removed from play instead.
Yes.
As you showed off in Game 1, Synchro Summoning is a really big deal in this format, so let's go ahead and Synchro Summon for a level 6. The man, the myth, the legend, the Goyo Guardian. Oh yeah. When this monster destroys an opponent's monster by battle and sends it to the graveyard, I can special summon that monster to my field in defense position. Battle phase.
Yes.
Goyo Guardian will attack your set.
It is a Dekoichi. So I will draw a card, and it'll be destroyed. I assume you want to take it.
I will gladly take a Dekoichi.
There you go.
More but for me. And then I'm going to punch you for 27.
Okay.
Or I'll go 13 and 14.
Yes.
Okay, so you take 27, go down to 53. Main phase 2, I'm going to set a mysterious card and say go.
All right. Now I want you to know there are a lot of very good top decks remaining in my deck. And now that I drew that Gear Town you just put back up there, I should be able to get one of them. And that is one of them.
Ooh!
I will normal summon Debris Dragon, activate his effect, targeting Dandelion in my graveyard.
That's pretty good.
Is that going to work?
That's fine, yeah.
All right, special summon the Dandelion. Anything here?
Nope.
I will activate Gear Town.
Yes, you will.
Then I will Synchro Summon a level 7 Black Rose Dragon, activate its effect to destroy all cards on the field. And I will also activate Dandelion effect to special summon 2 tokens. So I guess this would be Chainlink 1.
I would make that, exactly, yeah. So Chainlink 2, Chainlink 1, gotcha.
Yep. So this destroys everything.
Yes.
I summon my 2 Dandelion tokens.
And then you also get your Gajilatron.
New chain, Gear Town will summon the Gadgetron Dragon, which unfortunately I did draw. This is the curse of the deck, is I will draw this every single game. But he is now on the field.
If he was in my deck, he would have extra effects, which I find funny.
True, because he could tribute the gadgets to summon himself.
I've taken 3k to the face.
All right, and I will pass turn.
Alrighty, I will draw.
Whew.
I'm a little scared, but luckily I was prepared for such an occasion.
Okay.
I'm going to start my main phase. Special summon Cyber Dragon. Because I have no monsters and you do, I can summon it. Fun fact, normally Cyber Dragon, 2100, can't beat a 3000 attack point monster. How is this an out? Well, there's a little thing called Contact Fusion. I'm going to go ahead and touch your Gadgetron Dragon and summon Chimera Tech Fortress Dragon. It requires a Cyber Dragon plus any other machine monster, and I can contact use it without polymerization. And I believe now he has 2,000 attack points.
Yes, he does.
I used 2 monsters to summon him. And then I'm going to summon Yellow Gadget.
There he is.
You got rid of all my gadgets?
Keep coming.
But don't matter.
That is the weakness of this deck, is that it uses machine monsters quite often, and that Chimera Tech Fortress Dragon, very popular card in this format.
And normally in like modern Edison tournaments, people don't really main deck Cyber Dragon anymore, but
No.
back in 2010, they put it in the deck because it was just that good.
And the gadget matchup was all over the place, so.
Battle phase, clear both your Dandy tokens.
Okay.
Main phase 2, set a mysterious card and say go.
And just like that, I am back to the draw. Still have a loaded graveyard set up, but it will come down to what I get here.
And you know I got Green Gadget.
Yep. It's a good one. Normal summon Black Salvo. Activate effects to summon a level 4 Dark Machine monster from my graveyard.
That's fine.
All right, I will special summon Dekoichi, the Battle Chanted Locomotive. Anything here?
On summon, Torrential Tribute.
Ah!
When a monster is summoned, destroy all monsters on the field.
That will do it. I've drawn 2 really good top decks in a row, and it does not seem like it's going to be enough to get me out of this situation. I'm going to have to pass turn, and unfortunately, when it's the grind game versus gadgets...
We each have nothing, but I got a gadget.
Yep.
All right, draw. Ooh, neat. Normal summon green.
Hopefully it's not a back row.
Get red. This is another thing about older gadget decks, is they all played 3 copies of every gadget. Nowadays, people play like 2.
Yeah.
I mean, people still play 3, but 2 is the normal number because you want to play other engines in the deck. Battle phase.
Okay.
14 to the face.
What am I at?
39. I'm going to set a mysterious card, and I'm going to end my turn. I'm thinning my deck out of all my monsters. So.
True. And this deck runs a lot of traps.
Yeah.
All right, can I get lucky 3 draws in a row, Steven?
Hopefully not.
That's the question. Go.
Ooh, baby. And we got a good one. Main phase? Doom Caliber Knight, baby. This is where Doom gadgets come from, baby.
Yep.
Cannot be special summoned. If a monster effect is activated, yours or mine, quick effect, mandatory, I have to tribute this card, negate the activation, and destroy that monster.
You know what helps, though? You can't normal summon another gadget while that's on the field.
I can set and flip one.
But the effect still activates.
No. It's a normal or special summon, not flip summon.
Oh, okay. You know, fair.
Don't be telling me how my deck works. Battle phase.
Yes.
14 to the face.
Okay.
19.
Okay.
All right, that puts you at 600 life points.
I'm alive.
But you can't use a monster effect, and then you don't know what this is. So go ahead.
Activate Terraforming. Search my deck for a field spell.
Search your deck for a field spell. That's fine.
I will grab Gear Town. I will activate Gear Town. I will set a field spell, sending Gear Town to the graveyard. And notably, this is not how modern Yu-Gi-Oh works, but in Edison, the way the ruling worked is if a field spell is activated to send this to the graveyard, it does count as destroying the original field spell.
That is right.
So Gear Town has been destroyed. I can special summon, activate the effect, special summon the Gadgetron, or rather any Ancient Gear monster.
Yes.
You know it's going to be Gadgetron.
That's fine.
Okay. From graveyard, Gadgetron Dragon.
Just going to read Gadgetron really quick. On
good.
summon, I will activate Mystical Space Typhoon targeting this.
Okay. That is fair. It is my Necro Valley.
Cool.
Not a bad one to hit. I will enter battle phase.
Yes, you will.
And I'll attack your green gadget.
All right, I'll take 16. All right, the
I'm
grind
fine
has
with
begun.
Doom Caliber staying there. It means that you can't keep your gadgets cycling.
That is true.
It is your turn.
Alrighty, I will.
I have been so lucky with these top decks. I just want everyone to be aware of that.
So I'm going to let you in on a little secret for everyone at home. This version of the deck was wildly controversial because really the only spell cards it played were one-for-one spell cards. Things like Smashing Ground, Fissure, and Hammer Shot are all in this deck
really?
at 3 ofs. And so I'm going to look at this card, and if it's a Hammer Shot or a Fissure or whatever, I win the game. What was the first card I said?
Hammer Shot.
Boom, baby! Destroy one attack position monster on the field with the highest attack, 19 to 3,000?
Let me just take a look at that, because I have not seen this card in years. What a beautiful card.
We play bad cards, baby!
The bad card. This card's one of the best cards ever printed.
Hey, in this moment, it's the best card I needed, I'll tell you that much.
Especially for its time. I remember back in the day, because like, Raigeki, not everyone had access to Raigeki. That card was expensive. Even Dark Hole, like, if you missed the Kaiba or Yugi decks. But Hammer Shot, common card. Was this Invasion of Chaos? I don't remember when this one came out exactly, but great card. I think Smashing Ground was Invasion of Chaos. That one was earlier.
Something I could do that'd be really funny is I could normal summon my green gadget, force my Doom Cal, and then clear the board of all things.
That would be really funny.
But we win here. Battle phase, Doom Caliber, end this.
Well done.
Let's go, baby!
Man, I just got 2-0'd. That doesn't feel good.
Oh, I love Conquest format so much.
All right. Well, I'm happy I at least got to show off the power of my deck.
I mean, you had these are top decks, baby.
Those were
You probably
crazy
played
top
3 of each of
decks,
them,
and
huh?
getting the field spells was great too. I think maybe I didn't need to get as aggressive with the Minefield Driller, because the idea is that you want to cycle your field spells with that, but I just, unfortunately, drawing the Gadgetron in my hand was a little awkward. The way that you win duels is either with the Gadgetron just beating down, or I do run the Overload Fusion. So eventually, if I can get to that, I can just get like an 8,000 attack Chimera Tech and clear the field.
Right, because that does make Future Fusion plus Overload.
Yeah.
The Chimera Tech just wins the game.
And I was saying how many like good top decks I was getting. Look at all the amazing top decks that are in the deck. Like there actually are quite a few. Even like Lone Fires to get to the Dandy would have felt all right. The majority, I would say, of the cards were good live draws, but I was still getting pretty lucky.
Look at all those removal spells, though. I just needed one of them, and they were all in the deck. I just needed one of these cards, and it's a win.
So unfortunately, I think, is that you opened... you pretty much always open a gadget, but you opened good trap cards before the spells. If you had instead opened all the spells instead of the traps, I think it would have been in a better spot.
I just like save my stuff for when you have your Gadgetron and stuff and just get rid of it.
Sure. But I had to play into more back row at the very beginning, which was tough.
Having the Outer Royal Oppression, like if you didn't have the Outer Royal Oppression, this card just turns off your whole deck.
No, it would have been fine, because I would have not MST'd it, and you would have stopped the Future Fusion. I still just would have Heavy Stormed anyway. I just lose the MST. So that's why I MST'd.
Oh, and you lose the Sens for a Future Fusion.
Yes, and that's why I did the MST. I was like, I'm going to lose this anyway, but might as well make sure I get the Sens.
But there you guys go. That was a little look at Edison format. Some old, some new, but we always know Steven rises to the top. And if you guys want to check out any other Yu-Gi-Oh! Videos we have on the channel, one's probably showing up somewhere. You guys can go check it out.
It's hovering above my hands right here.
Super awesome. Thank you guys so much for watching. Be sure to subscribe, and we'll see you next time. Peace.